Hello, denizens of the internet. I think I'm doing my John Lithgow impression right now. This is my review of Marvel's latest little, somewhat controversial superhero film, Thunderbolts. Nothing was going to dissuade me from going to see this film. I'm a big fan of four of the stars: Florence Pugh, David Harbour, Sebastian Stan, and Julia Louis-Dreyfus. One can have many excuses to want to see a movie. I also like the tone of the trailers. My only trepidation came from my fellow online pundits, both pre recorded and in live exchanges, where there wasn't a lot of burning excitement about Thunderbolts. One person said it was the best of the worst Marvel movies. I didn't care. I went, and frankly, I loved it. It's a fun movie. I don't know how these avowed experts could have been so totally wrong. I'm looking at you, Alan. I'm going to try to stay away from the spoilers, but yeah, some will creep in, I'm sure. So you have been warned. Two of the main characters are Russian, played by Pugh and Harbour. This is a superhero movie about depression and self-reflection, but it's not depressing. In fact, I found it quite uplifting. If I didn't know better, I would swear that director Jake Schreier and writers Eric Pearson, Joanna Callow, and Kurt Busiek were channeling Russian director Andrei Tarkovsky, whose films explored spiritual and metaphysical themes and are known for their slow pacing and long takes, dreamlike visual imagery, and preoccupation with nature and memory. If you go see Thunderbolts, you will remember what I just said and go, "Oh my God, that's exactly what Thunderbolts is." Anyway, Tarkovsky was probably best known for his movie adaptation of Stanislaw Lem's science fiction masterpiece Solaris, not the George Clooney one. So we have our group of misfits, and they are exquisitely paired up. While David Harbour is wonderful, as usual. I probably liked Wyatt Russell's asshole Captain America the best. That was a great turn there. Still, this collection of walking leather only works because of Florence Pugh's Yelena. She is the glue that holds all this together, and her performance is totally believable and moving at times. For everyone tired of girl bosses, they don't Mary Sue her. She has issues. I also like the fact that she is clearly the star of the movie. The writers didn't go all wishy-washy and try to spread the moments around equally, which, I hate. No, she's the lead, and she resolves the ending. The others help, of course, but it's Florence's movie. I also liked Dreyfus. There's been a lot of kvetching online about her, and I thought she was more than up for the role. And the ending is a delicious twist. She's a nasty piece of work. Hannah John Kamen as Ghost rounds out our heroes. I can't say she had any shining moments, but definitely contributed to the team. The writing, no one's talked about it. I don't think it's gotten enough credit. The movie is internally logical. It all makes sense. When was the last time anyone said that about a Marvel production? Even Dreyfus's assistant, Mel, played by the stunning and quite tall Geraldine Viswanathan, wasn't a throwaway character. There is a lot of sophisticated wordplay that I think just went over the heads of my less sophisticated online friends. My favorite moment was when the five of them had to get together and do something heroic that required all their somewhat meager superhero capabilities to deal with. Now, the Hulk or Thor or Iron Man would have handled it with ease, but here it required all of them, and the audience actually applauded that moment. The antagonist is capable of easily wiping our superheroes away, but here is where the Tarkovsky twist comes, and while It was a bit long, it was satisfying and made sense, and I was rooting for this gang, which is the most important thing. Alexei and Bucky trying to top each other with regard to who was injected with the better super soldier serum was shop talk for superheroes. Yeah, there were Avenger style jokes in there, but the relationship between the characters was more heartfelt and less forced, possibly because they weren't all god level. I absolutely loved Harbour's Russian immigrant who totally embraced American culture and capitalism, and that positivism drove a lot of the movie. Very much reminded me of my Hungarian immigrant dad. I'm not going to rate this film, but I would put this above Guardians of the Galaxy 2, and not just because that movie totally imploded due to the long and overwrought CG battle sequence at the end. The one big fault of Thunderbolts, and this is serious, there is a scene featuring Alexei in a tracksuit, but it wasn't the standard issue Russian counterfeit blue Adidas tracksuit. Come on, guys, what were you thinking? If you aren't totally sick of superhero films, Thunderbolts will not disappoint you. And frankly, I will happily watch this depressed collection of superheroes in their next adventure. Did you see the movie? I would love to hear what you thought. Till next time, denizens, do svidaniya.